We're going to talk about Valentine's Day and gift giving.
Let's talk about it.
Two of your favorite things, honey. I know Valentine's Day is your very favorite holiday.
Oh, yeah, man. Nothing like supporting Hallmark.
You live for that shit. But listen, let's talk about it because Valentine's Day is an interesting holiday. First of all, let me just say this. It sucks as a holiday. I have two holidays that I think suck.
Why do you say that? Why do you say Valentine's Day sucks?
It sucks because it's a stupid holiday where if people don't have a significant other, they feel like shit. If their significant other doesn't remember them, they feel like shit. And you know I have two overrated holidays.
No, wait a minute. Slow down. So that's very true what you just said. And you had an example of that, right? When you were in college?
I have so many examples.
Oh, my gosh.
Whether I had a partner or not, Valentine's Day sucks. We all know that. It's a stupid holiday where no matter what your partner does, you feel stupid. Like if you want to be like, don't do too much, but if you don't do something, I'm going to feel like you don't love me, you fucker. And it's true, right?
You
it's
fucker.
Like it all started the trauma of it all.
The trauma
of Valentine's Day.
Tell me about it.
I'm going to. It really started before college, honey. It was really in high school. In high school, they had this fucking program. I curse too much. And that is really your fault. I've always cursed, but
I've been a bad influence.
You have been a bad influence. You have. Jason works in manufacturing, and they all curse a lot and have meetings where they say God knows what, but I haven't been in them, but I can only imagine. But it's a manly environment, and they're all cursing a lot. So now I curse like a sailor. So, all right. So it started in fucking high school where they had this program where you could buy these carnations for $1. And
this is in high school?
Yes, you could buy these carnations for $1, and you just buy them for your friends. It wasn't just like your love interest. You could buy them for your girlfriends, boys you like, people you liked. But people noticed how many of these carnations they got and other people got. So if you didn't get any carnations, you felt like a big L loser.
That sounds like some typical high school shit right there.
It was awful. Now, I typically had somebody that took pity on me and sent me a fucking carnation. But my friend Emily, who was the homecoming queen, and
she's come up in a previous episode.
I love Emily. I miss her. Yeah. Emily, I miss you. If you ever see this, which I'm sure you don't, I do miss you and love you. But she would have like 25 fucking carnations, and you're
bitch.
like, I love her. And I probably sent her one. Because she was one of my best. Because
you thought, man, she might not have enough carnations.
No. I loved her. She was my best friend. I loved her. And the carnation program in high school was the beginning of all the trauma. Maybe it started before that. I don't know. I will tell you this. My mom was really good about making every holiday special. So she was the kind of mom that made sure I gave out good Valentines with little treats attached to them that looked cute. And she was the kind of mom that had Valentine's shit on the, Valentine's balloons and shit at home when we got home that day. She had a lot of time on her hands when she was young, and she has a lot of creativity and talent, and she focused it on us for a few years. That's funny. Anyway, it's true. Funny but true. And it was nice because it did make us feel special. So anyway, high school sucked, and then college. Oh my God, in heaven. So this is what happens when you're in college. I lived at Donovan Hall at the University of Kentucky my freshman year, and my roommate was Paula Johnson Fletcher. She was only Paula Johnson then, in case she's watching, which I know she's not, but love you, Paula. So anyway, we were roommates, and this is back in the old days where our dorm was old school, man. Bunk beds, tile floors.
Oh yeah.
Communal shower and bathrooms at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
We did have phones in our room. We didn't just have a phone, a hall phone. We had a phone in our room, but
no cell phones.
No cell. Oh God, no cell phones. All right. So here's what happens on Valentine's Day. I live in a girls' dorm, a popular girls' dorm. Motherfucker, all day long, the florist shops are bringing flowers to the dorm all day long, one after another. The girls on your floor. Oh, I got some flowers coming up with their fucking flowers, and you're just like, every time the phone rings, you're like, oh, maybe it's gonna be flowers, and
right.
Every time the phone rings. So, and then finally the phone rings, and they're like, Julie Lehman, that was my maiden name, Julie Lehman, we have flowers at the desk for you, and you're like, sweet.
Yes.
Maybe Damien sent me some flowers. In case he happens to be watching, Damien, it's good to. You're my favorite college boyfriend, by the way.
Slow down.
So anyway, but you didn't send me any fucking flowers, so fuck you. Anyway. That's funny, right? So then you get down to the desk and you're like, oh, flowers. And you open up the card. What do they say? Happy Valentine's Day. Love, Mother. And you're just like, you're just like, motherfucker, why did you send me flowers? I'd rather not even get any flowers than get some from my mother. I guess you could pretend like they were from somebody, but.
Because you're going to bring them back to your room and everybody's going to say, oh, who are they from?
My mother. Yeah. So I hated Valentine's Day in college for that reason, because there's just love all around you. And honestly, let's face it, if you don't have a significant other, Valentine's Day is not a very good holiday.
Yeah, holiday
that's why they
sucks,
invented Galentine's Day.
I've never freaking heard of
Yeah,
that
no,
shit.
honey, it's a real thing. Look it up. Galentine's.
Gallon.
It's like for girls, like to recognize your friends that don't have significant relationships.
I've never heard of
It's not
such
like a
crazy
lesbian
shit.
thing. It's like friends, like like, hey, like I love you. You're
Happy Galentine.
Galentine's. It's true. Tell everyone tell them it's true. Galentine's Day.
That's even dumber than Valentine's Day.
So then you have kids, and I will be honest. My first husband sucked. I don't think he ever bought me a Valentine's Day present. I would be shocked if he did. Maybe when we were dating, it's possible, but we only dated for like 6 months. I mean, we met in November and got married in June. If that tells you anything, so that would have only been one Valentine's Day where there was any hope for a gift. And then my second husband, who was, I was married to him for almost 20 years. Gift giving for those kinds of things wasn't his thing. I'm not saying he never did anything, but we had little kids. We had my dad living with us. Life was busy. And I'm not saying he never did anything. I imagine sometimes he did, but it wasn't anything super romantic. And I had kids. I mean, you know what? I remember Valentine's Day kind of being about them. I'd buy them a little treat, and kind of like what my mom did. And I always got the heart-shaped pizzas from Papa Murphy's for dinner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I made brownie. I usually make brownies and have heart-shaped pizza and buy them a little candy, and that was kind of our family Valentine's,
Sure.
And but it's still, and honestly, even though that's nice, you're still thinking, well, it's just like fucking Christmas. I'm the one who makes sure everybody has a nice Valentine's Day. Does anyone do a fucking thing for me? Did I get any roses? Nope. Got nothing. And maybe a card, which, don't get me wrong, that's nice. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. If you do have a significant other and it's romantic, and especially, and we do nice things for Valentine's Day. It's just a holiday that puts a lot of pressure on people, I think, unnecessary pressure. And I really did try to make it funny, but it does put a lot of unnecessary pressure on people. I hate to go out to eat for Valentine's Day. I've never liked it. It's crowded. They try to rush you in and out. It's hard to get a reservation. My favorite Valentine's Day things are like just having a romantic dinner at home, with your cooking dinner together and having a kind of
and we've talked about that, right? And the thing about that is it's a lot nicer because going out, it's just it's a mess out there because everybody's trying to do date nights on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so for me, like cooking a little romantic dinner together and then like getting in the hot tub and having a bottle of wine, that's a great Valentine's Day, just
sure.
in case you want to take some notes, honey. But now we've done things like that before. That's a nice Valentine's Day. And this year, actually on Valentine's Day, we're having a little Valentine's Day party because we decided that Valentine's Day sucks and we're just going to cheer everybody up. So we're having a soup and salad dinner party for our friends, and we're going to play some little couples games, and which our friend Stacy said, maybe I shouldn't call my friends out by name, but she cracked me up. She said, because I said, maybe we could have a gift exchange and play some couples games. She's like, why does this sound like a swingers initiation party?
She always thinks everything's got something to do with swingers.
Or sex anyway, or drugs. Drugs or something. She's a trip, man. So, but we are having a little party this year. And, but I think Valentine's Day could be nice. And getting to the serious side, I think in a more serious note, it is unfortunate that Valentine's Day, even if you have a significant relationship, can make you feel bad. It shouldn't make you feel bad.
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
I do too. It shouldn't.
I really do.
And I think that it's important in relationships that you kind of have your expectations expectations. Your partner should kind of know what your expectations are within reason. I mean, if you're really going to be disappointed if you get nothing for Valentine's Day, I think it's important that your partner knows that, right?
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I've talked to guys at work, and you'd be surprised how many don't do anything for Valentine's Day. They just think it's a ridiculous holiday, and they don't celebrate it.
Yeah, and you know what? My personal opinion is that even if your wife tells you that it's a ridiculous holiday and don't do anything for her, it would be nice if you did something for her.
I agree.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so I mean, it's just as nice, and sometimes even nicer if you do it for no reason. Don't get me wrong, I do believe that with my whole heart. But wives, if you're thinking, oh, maybe I'll cook a special dinner for my husband, and husbands, if you're thinking, maybe I'll send my wife flowers, these are never bad things. Even on Valentine's Day, even on a Hallmark holiday. But I think every couple has kind of different philosophies about gift giving, don't you?
Yeah. For some people, I mean, gift giving or receiving gifts anyway, that's a love language, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a love language, and it's not my primary love language by a long shot.
But for somebody who it is, Valentine's Day might be very important to them.
It might be, yeah. And I think depending on your relationship, sometimes like you might have a husband that works all the time, and so to freaking ordering you some flowers, what the fuck? He can at least do that, right? I mean, No, I'm just saying. It may not be your love language, but it's nice to be remembered. It's always nice to be remembered and do nice things for each other. I just hate that you have to feel compelled to do it. I do have some ideas though, honey, for some gift giving.
Tell me about it.
Everybody needs to do some things to kind of make your love life a little interesting, right?
Yeah, keep the fire burning.
Yeah, and kind of shake things up a little bit. And here's a couple of things that we've done. This may be too much information, and I'm sorry if it makes anybody feel uncomfortable. But here's a couple of things in the last couple of years that we've used and tried. God, it's not as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, just spit it out because the whole thought behind this is going pretty deep.
So these would be good Valentine's Day gifts or birthday gifts or whatever, or just little gifts for a weekend away. But
what do you got?
I've got these little cards. Can you see them?
Partners are human.
Partners are human. Now, be careful if you order these. You can order them on Amazon. Partners are human.
Actually, we'll put a link on our web. We'll put if you're a YouTube viewer of ours, we'll put a link in our description, and we'd appreciate it if you could click that link to go. It'll take you right to it, and you can buy it right there.
Well, be careful when you order these because they also have a set that are called Parents Are Human, and that would not be the same vibe at all.
So what was the one they want again?
Partners are human.
Partners are human.
Yeah, and it has these 100 questions and things you can talk about and talk about or do. And it would be a fun thing to do on Valentine's Day, like after you have dinner, after the kids go to bed or whatever, or just if you go out for dinner, anything, even if you just do a few of them. Sometimes I hate that. We talked about that before, but I hate when you go on a date night and you talk about whatever, the kids or bills that you need to pay or fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Here you go. Partners are human. And honestly, I've had I've looked up questions on my phone and different things when we've had weekends away, but these were actually pretty good, weren't they, honey?
Yeah, they are, man. They've got, you open the box. I've got the box right here, and you open it up, and you got all these questions, and there's a light side and a dark side, right? And the light side is a little easier. And for example, the one I just pulled out of the deck says, "What's the most memorable gift or surprise that I've given you?" And all it is just ways to get couples talking.
And it's fun. I think it's fun. And if you have one you don't like, you just go to the next one. But honestly, I think they're good conversation starters. So I think that was a fun thing for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, these are a little more racy. I don't want to make you guys feel uncomfortable, but I'd highly recommend these things, honestly. I ordered these. You can also get them on Amazon. Right, honey? You can?
Which we'll also have a link for in the description.
So I got this 2-book set. There's a 2-book set. But this one is the adventure.
You don't have to buy them both.
Don't.
I think it's $40 for one, but they're really good.
So this one is the Adventure Challenge for Couples. It's a big white book. And, you open it up and it has it tells you how to do it and everything. But you can see, look in here.
Yeah, it's got these little scratch off squares.
And you don't have to go in order, but you scratch off.
Yeah, you scratch them off.
And it tells you things to do for a date night, and it has these little coded pictures. So, if it means going out to eat or if it's something you can do at home or if it's something you have to have money for.
Right. Or on that particular book, if it's something you can take your kids with you.
Oh, yeah. So, and then it has a little place here underneath there where you can kind of write about it, like if you liked it or what you did, or if it
Yeah,
was
you put your notes or
little
memories
notes.
about the
And then it
event.
has a place where you can put a picture,
Yeah, and you put a little photo
a
of.
little photo
Yeah.
of you guys doing it. So it's
Yeah, that's cute as hell.
the adventure, the couples edition, Adventures for Couples.
Well, tell them about the one I like.
Yeah, and so then this one's the Adventure Challenge in Bed,
Yeah, man.
and it has
That's what we're talking about.
and it has same thing, and so it's a little more intimate, and it has like see here's one we did. I'm not gonna you can't see it, but you can see we wrote our little note here, and
Be
here's
careful.
some that have pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
And but like same thing. You don't know what it is until you scratch it off. You scratch it off, and we've had a couple that we scratched off that we were like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Right.
And,
Right.
but we should. It
But
says you have to do
But
them.
we had a really good time with one of them where we wound up chasing each other around the house with Nerf guns.
Yeah, it was like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. You had
Yeah.
to like chase each other
Yeah.
around the house with Nerf guns, and every time you got hit by a Nerf gun, you had to take a piece of clothing off, and yeah, it's silly stuff. It's like silly stuff that's a little outside of your comfort zone.
You know what? It sounded crazy, but it was fun.
It was fun, right? It was fun.
By the end of that night, you had a good time. You know?
So I think it's fun. We all sometimes need like new ideas of things to do to kind of like not just spice up your sex life, but just kind of spice up your life. And also, I'm really a proponent of getting pushed. I mean, I'm 60 years old now. I want to be pushed outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I mean,
So anyway, that's the Adventure Challenge. Is what it's called, the Adventure Challenge books. And the black one is the Adventure Challenge in Bed. The white one is the Adventure Challenge Couples Edition, which is more about just dating. Highly recommend it. And we'll have links in the description of this video. If you're a YouTube viewer, just click on that link. It'll take you straight there, man. And we would appreciate you buying that through our link, man. We get a little bit of a tip off of that, and we'd really appreciate that. These were fun, weren't they?
they were really fun, yeah. So we're going to talk some more about not just relationship things, but I have a bad reputation of being an easy sell.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
For instance, I just bought some little toenail covers for my dog, Duke. On Facebook. If you have an advertisement pop up on my Facebook long enough, there's a good chance I might buy it.
Julie is a sucker for good marketing.
But these were a win-win. These were a win, and
these books were good. The cards are good too.
the cards are good. Yeah.
They're just ways to get couples talking and doing things together that are fun and
Interactive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hate that Valentine's Day makes some people feel bad. I believe that we should all try to like make each other feel a little bit special if we have a partner on those days. And if you don't, do something for yourself. Take a bubble bath and say fuck off to Hallmark. I don't know. But because I do agree. I've had some bad Valentine's Day, sisters. I'm with you out there. That's why we have Galentine's Day. I don't think men feel too bad on Valentine's Day if they don't have a significant other, do they, honey?
I mean, they don't like it either. I think it's tough for everybody if they don't have a partner on that day. They just don't want to hear about it,
Yeah, so they can, yeah. So, but do your best to make it fun, spend time with your friends, and buy our shit, man. It's good stuff.
So happy Valentine's
Happy
Day.
Valentine's Day, everybody.